Okay, everyone, we hit 500 likes on the video on Saturday, which means I promised you I was going to do an Icon series replay analysis. So thanks for that. I was going to publish it in the daytime today. However, two reasons why I didn't. One, there was still the grand finals going on when I was publishing a video, and I thought, actually, there might be a good game from the grand finals to break down. And two, I hadn't hit 500 likes until I'd published the video that I published yesterday. If you want to see my latest video, I'm going to put a card up in the top left. It is a Janna video. Look, Lulu Jinx is almost certainly going to get nerfed within the next few days, but if you want to get a little bit of elo, myself and Stuart have been playing, not Janna Lulu, Miss Jinx Lulu. Myself and Stuart have been playing Janna Misfortune, and it works really well into Janna Lulu. You can really bully them in the laning phase. So if you want to see how that is done, and you want to have a look at the video, click it up, the link in the top left-hand side. Anyway, guys, yes, this is Esports Analysis. Obviously, this is something that I do on the channel. This is the Icon series. I just want you to take note of the production level that the Riot are putting into the Icon series for Wild Rift. This is the Vietnamese finals, I believe. It is between Divine and I think it's RSG. Yeah, RSG. So Divine and RSG. And there was a big, best of 5 grand finals. I'm breaking down game 4. If anybody has watched the Icon series today, there was a watch party in the competitive Wild Rift Discord. You'll know that game 4 was a bit of a banger. So we're going to go through it. We're going to break it down. We're going to look at it from a draft perspective, and then we're going to go through the game step by step and just kind of cast it, do my general casting thing while I also break down and analyze the pro players. What I loved about this tournament is there was some slightly different picks, and I'm going to talk about those obviously when we get into them. If you like the content, I would love to get this video to as many likes as possible. Smash the like button, it would be amazing, and leave a comment down below. Question of the day for you guys. Question of the day. Question of the day is, which region do you think is going to be the strongest in terms of Wild Rift competitive? And you can specify country or just region in general. So you could say like North America, you could say Europe, you could say just Asia, you could say Southeast Asia, you could even say the Philippines, who's where obviously Wild Rift is massively popular. So I'd love to just hear what you think. This might get a bit spicy. I'm not going to give you an answer. I don't want to get in trouble. This might get a bit spicy in the comments, but which region do you think is going to be the strongest in Wild Rift? That's what I'd love to hear. Okay, so we are going to break down the draft to begin with. And you can see the draft on your screen right now. Divine are playing Lulu Misfortune, pretty strong lane. Obviously not the same sort of caliber as Lulu Jinx, but Misfortune still benefits from attack speed. She still benefits from the Lulu empowerment. So Lulu Misfortune is still a good lane. Wukong jungle, Gragas top, not too much out of the ordinary there. Annie mid. And this is something that was picked a lot throughout this series. Coyote would pick Annie mid a significant amount. And Annie mid is one of those picks that isn't particularly strong in the meta right now. And unless you have flash or you have your belt up, your Hextech belt enchant, you are a bit of a useless champion. But you are pretty good at disengaging. So like if the enemy engages on you, you can Tibbers on the team and kind of walk away. But Annie mid's an interesting one. She's very much a one-trick pony champion. Like, you know what Annie's going to do. There is no special effects to Annie. There's no tricky business like there is with the Akali, for instance. You know what Annie's going to do. Annie wants to drop a giant flaming bear on your head in the middle of a team fight. And as long as you keep your distance from Annie and you play around that, you can't go wrong in terms of dealing with an Annie. Going into the other team comp, it's Akali, Vi, Ziggs, Kai'Sa, and Braum. Quite a lot of scaling. Ziggs and Kai'Sa scale into the late game, but lots of tower taking potential. Ziggs is an incredible tower pusher, and you have quite a lot of neutral objective control with the Ziggs, the Braum, and the Vi as well. However, I don't think you win early team fights. We talk a lot about early team fights. I'm going to start playing. Oh my god, I'm going to have to just mute this because I think there's Vietnamese casting. We talk a lot about early team fighting for the first dragon. I'm not entirely convinced that the RSG comp is good at first dragon team fights. Divine, however, you've actually got a really nice wombo combo. You've got Lulu Wukong, which is a great combo in terms of knock up on the ultimate. You got the Wukong knock-up. You can layer that with the Misfortune ultimate. You have the Gragas barrel, and you also have, obviously, the Tibbers from the Annie. You have Annie, if they all get stunned or get knocked up, Annie can very easily flash Tibbers. And I think that your first dragon fight is significantly stronger than that from RSG. So I think RSG are probably looking to scale this game. And if I think the Divine first dragon fight is important. You can snowball off those objectives. What I would say is that I haven't actually seen this game. I just know what happened at the end. I haven't actually watched the majority of this game, but what we have seen from Divine is a lane swap here, which is actually it is seemingly caught RSG off guard. Akali really struggles into lane swaps, specifically really struggles into lane swaps against Lulu. And that is because Lulu's third ability, Help Picks, which obviously can be used both aggressively and defensively, reveals enemies when Picks is attached to the enemy. And that means even when Akali is in Shroud, you can see her. So Akali has no ability, nothing to do in terms of tricky business. She's obviously going to be struggling against the Lulu Misfortune. It looks like they're going to re-swap back down towards the bot lane. And again, I'm guessing this is for a couple of reasons. I'm guessing it's because they maybe wanted to just get through some of the early levels with the Gragas, so that when the Gragas meets the Akali, he will be, in relatively good standing. I also guess that, clearly within 2 minutes, you're going to want to be within the area of the dragon. I never really fully understand why teams do this, and I'd love to try and get some insights about why teams lane swap and then immediately lane swap back. Maybe it's to just, get through some of the early levels in terms of the matchup. I'm guessing maybe they didn't want to, match up into Braum in the early levels. I'm also guessing it's for jungle pressure. Like, clearly, a Braum is a very strong early invading jungler. They didn't want to leave Wukong out to dry at the bottom scuttle, so they rotate back for the first scuttle to try and contest it, or at least give Wukong the pressure. But again, I'm not entirely 100% sure on the reasoning behind a very early swap, especially when you're the team to instigate the swap. But Dark right now popping off, and this is maybe what Curzon was afraid of. Dark clearly just very, very practiced on just getting those aggressive Akali combos down, and obviously Curzon's struggling with that. Now, Gragas is one of the best lane matchups, a bit like Garen. When you're in a bad lane matchup and you don't know what to do, like, Gragas is great for that because he is just an absolute beast at regeneration, especially if you take things like Regeneration Rune, you take things like Honey Fruit, you're just going to be able to sustain regardless of the matchup that you're in. Which, I think if you're not comfortable playing into a matchup as Gragas, just go for the full regeneration build and just try and sustain the laning phase. And obviously Gragas able to do that versus Dark, who obviously put a lot of pressure on him just there. Okay, so again, first dragon coming up in a minute's time. I do believe that Divine have the better dragon fight. Annie still has her flash up. There have been no major summoners burnt, so there's a lot of great engage potential from Divine. And I think in terms of like team-wide 5v5 potential, RSG are a little bit outclassed in this scenario, especially if we see Gragas rotate. But honestly, if Gragas doesn't rotate, I still think the team fight is better from Divine Esports. I still think Divine have the better time. They've gone for a very aggressive push into the red side jungle. I guess to either just get a little bit of vision dominance, maybe look for a potential tower dive. There is a back reset happening now for RSG, a really well-timed back reset as well, because they have now picked up some key item spikes. Everybody trying to make sure they're as strong as possible for when it comes to this fight. Now, what I actually don't mind from Divine here is that you see that they're backing very late before the dragon spawns. And I'm actually okay with that because they have a really good engage on the enemy team type composition. I'm really hoping Wukong comes down quickly because it does look like RSG have started this up. They're going to back out immediately though, I guess, because they don't know where Divine are right now. Yeah, I mean, if they'd all committed, they could have potentially got the dragon before Divine were even able to respond. I definitely think that was a little bit suspect from the Wukong to be on the top side of the map when Dragon had spawned. But here we go. Dragon has been started up. Dark has rotated down as well. Curzon is a little bit lower level. But again, the Wombo combo is good from Divine. And you can see, I think RSG know it. I think RSG are just very, very cautious about engaging this fight. What I like about what RSG are doing right now is they are getting mid prio, which basically means they're pushing mid lane up. Annie just trying to at least feign that she knows that they're in that brush right now. Some level advantages for RSG though. Divine are a little bit behind in levels compared to RSG, but I mean, I like this from Divine. I think they have to force the issue. They have the better team fight, and actually RSG is split. Gragas went for the engage on the top side of the map here. Lots of damage. Oh, the anti-synergy, but it was enough. It was enough to push them out. I'm not really sure. Okay, all right, they're fine. Okay, that was sketchy. That was really sketchy. They did not combo very well. Nice flash stun. Oh, that was nice, though. Made up for it a little bit. The Curzon flash body slam into the stun from Coyote. That was super nice, but that was not a clean team fight from Divine. But look at how Divine won that engage, yet They didn't hit any of their Misfortune ultimate. The Tibbers stun didn't land, and they had a massive anti-synergy with the Gragas barrel. They still came out on top in that team fight because they are stronger at this stage in the game, and they get the first dragon. Now, one of the things that I never really talk about when it comes to first dragon of the game is obviously the quicker that you take the dragon, the quicker that you start the soul timer. In League of Legends, we call it soul timer, right? Especially for teams that want to win early, what you need to do is get control of dragons and continue to take them. So on the 4th dragon in this game, it spawns the soul. And it's the same in League of Legends PC version. So the earlier that you take the dragon in the game, the quicker the dragon is going to respawn. And if you take the dragons every time they spawn, you are going to have the soul spawning much earlier than you would do if you were, dilly-dallying or messing around. Looks like Dark's actually going into a 1v1 versus Curzon here. I think he actually wins this. The barrier's good, but I don't know how good it's going to be as the Tibbers comes through. They get the kill. It's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Interesting Vi ultimate. There's the ultimate through from the Kai'Sa. She gets locked up in the back line. Here comes the big bullet time. The Unbreakable already used. And wow, that's a big Misfortune ultimate. And you can still see that even though RSG are making the moves, they're making the right plays, they're not strong enough to contend in 4v4 or 5v5 team fights. They just don't have the team-wide ultimates. It was a nice play with the Kai'Sa ultimate and the bomb from the Ziggs, but it's just not strong enough at this stage in the game. They don't beat Divine early game. They need to scale up. And what I love about what Divine are doing is they kind of realize this. They're going straight back to the objective. They realize that the objective is of major importance to them because it's going to allow them to crack open a turret or at least allow them to create a distraction around the next dragon. Ziggs doesn't have ultimate here, so he's not going to be able to steal it, and Neo is going to pick it up with relative ease. I'm really loving the way that Divine are just forcing these neutral objectives. I think it is the best way to kind of go about approaching this game because, again, you get outscaled massively by the Ziggs and by the Kai'Sa. Now, what I don't like is they might have given up first turret of the game here. And that is a bit of a lifeline from RSG. Watch their gold with first turret, by the way. That's 1,100 from the first turret take, and they got every plate on that turret too. They were 2,000 gold behind. They're now only 200 gold behind. That is how much turrets are worth. That is a lot of team-wide gold to give over to your team in general. That's even the scaling up. And that is why I always believe that, for first turret of the game, it's okay to trade the first dragon. Maybe not for Infernal, but even then, Infernal is of, depends on how useful it is going to be for your team overall. Looks like Dark is just going to find the 1v1 here, unless Curzon flushes out. It's going to be another jump in. Dark does get locked up at the tower. I think he will eventually drop to the minions here. He will, and it is a 1-for-1 trade overall. But however, they did bring the Wukong over. Nothing they can do with the Wukong coming over right now, but they brought the Wukong over. I still think really well played, though, from RSG to set up for that first turret take. Also, because Rift Herald is, in most scenarios, a good way at getting first turret. So if you take first turret away from the team that gets Rift Herald, you've kind of limited some of the usefulness of the first Rift Herald take. So now I'm expecting Divine to use that Rift Herald as a distraction factor for the next dragon spawning in 20 seconds. And I do want Divine, I think Divine need to go for the second dragon. They need to be the one to force it really quickly because they have all of their ultimates available. Annie does have the belt, so that makes up for the flash. Annie's gone Rabadon's first, by the way, and I don't hate this because Annie is just about burst damage. Liandry's gets limited usefulness on Annie. I maybe wouldn't have minded Infinity Orb first and then Rabadon's afterwards, but I don't mind going for the pure burst damage, versus this team. Again, dropping the Herald mid, they're going to immediately start the dragon. Or at least Wukong's doing the dragon right now. Looks like Akali's gone for the 1v1 on the Misfortune. Hope will flash out and survive for the time being. So these spectators are clearly not super used to spectating. Oh no, but that was enough to distract Divine from this fight. Now we have to kind of start this dragon up. I think, Dark's obviously in a strong spot. Here comes the ultimate through. That's a really, really big engage. The Tibbers is not going to be huge. And in goes Dark, but the Misfortune ultimate is massive. Oh, the Misfortune ultimate is big, even though she's huge as the Lulu ultimate too. And again, that looked like a perfect team fight. It really did. It looked like a good team fight setup for RSG. But they still come out as the underdogs there. Now, it's overall a 3 for 3. So actually not so bad for RSG, but that could have been so much better. One of the big things that did happen there, though, is they did obviously prevent the Drake from going down. So RSG are delaying this game. They're delaying the point at which the soul comes through. And the longer that you delay the soul, the more likely it is that you're going to hit the late game and you're going to have those items necessary to win. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Ult onto the Lulu. She's taken super low. Look at that Ziggs bomb. So much damage. The Misfortune ultimate does zone away and does a lot of damage. Nice knockup with the Wukong ultimate, so Misfortune actually gets a huge double up off the back of her engage too. However, health bars are a little too low, I think, to threaten the Ziggs and to threaten the Kai'Sa here. So, you know, at the end of the day, it was a really nice setup. Maybe the Misfortune ultimate positioned slightly off center. But overall, a really, really good fight for both teams. I do like that Divine have head back to the Dragon, and I do love the fact that RSG are just willing to trade for another turret. They're going to teleport in with the Akali right now. Might be a little bit too little too late. Quixote dumps in. That's the Tibbers with the belt that you're looking for. That is what Annie is good for. And now Dark in the middle of the fight. He should eventually go down. Wukong, I think, went a little deep there. Traded when he didn't have to. Nice body slam into another Annie stun. Get the Dragon, or maybe get mid lane turret actually. Maybe get mid lane turret, then potentially go for the Dragon. Everyone's still super low. They're delaying the Dragon Soul even further in this game though, which is absolutely crazy. My God, this game has been all over the place. That's what Annie can do though. When she has that belt up, the belt into Tibber's stun is a really lethal combo to start a fight off with. And again, you can see the team fights working in favor of Divine, but RSG have been super sensible. They've traded top lane tier 1. They've traded bot lane tier 1. They've constantly looked to take objectives on the map where, you know, they weren't able to fight. I think they've maybe forced some of these team fights a little hard, but actually, you know, on retrospect, they haven't lost these team fights too badly, realistically. They haven't lost these team fights too badly at all, even though their composition is not really designed to be a strong team fight composition. Looks like there's Baron vision clear out here for Divine. I really hate 50-50 Baron flips, but it looks like Quixote is looking for they're looking for a dive, actually. Just if they use the help picks, no, they don't have the time. Honestly, like when you're going up against an Akali, if you use help picks on her, she becomes really easy to take out. Like she becomes really, really simple to take out because you can see her through her shroud. And that's one of the main reasons. They get a big, oh my word, that's beautiful. Like combo CC, combo damage. And now, you know, Curzon, who teleports in, just ends up getting taken down really low. That was a really great little pick. That's what Viya's super good at, and they played it so well off the back of the Ziggs ultimate too. Annie just caught out of position. I think she was maybe looking for a flank with her Tibbers. I think if you're Hope, you just, yeah, I know they're fine actually. Looks like they're just going to go for the second Dragon here. They're just going to go for the second Dragon. That's pretty good. Hope's forced to flash away. Here comes the ultimate. That's the nice combo into the Misfortune ultimate, but the stun up from the Vi. She's taken low under tower right now, but they've done the job that they needed to. They've taken people low enough to try and force this Dragon now. Now, there are respawns coming through for Divine, but I don't think they're going to get to this Dragon in time, and that's a really big win for RSG because they're going to get the second Dragon in the game, and they sufficiently delayed it so that the soul is still some way out. We're still at least what, like 6 minutes? I don't know what the Dragon respawn timer is. Is it 3 or 4 minutes? But either way, like we're at least a good few minutes away from the soul. And still, bot lane tier 1 is standing. Top lane tier 1 is standing. Actually, Divine have not been, because Divine's comp is supposed to group up, right? They actually can't split push because A, Akali's too strong to beat in a 1v1 right now, and B, their composition is designed to group up. They're again grouping up around Baron. Like they're again trying to force a team fight. When you're a team fight comp, this is what you do. You group up around objectives and you just say, fight us or you lose the objective. So they're just controlling Baron vision. That's really nice as well. They managed to rotate and get top lane tier 1. They looks like they're going to give up mid lane tier 1 for it. But if you're sensible, you could potentially go for an invade here. Oh, so not an invade, an engage. I think you actually just go for the engage if you're Divine in this situation. Okay, no, they're gonna threaten them away from the tier 2. Oh, they have Baron position. They legit have Baron position. They forced them into the red side jungle, and they legit have Baron position here. Now, this is super risky. It's not low enough right now. You might be threatening a 50-50 smite, but obviously Coyote waiting for it. That's the Baron ult. Why are you... Oh, I don't get it. I mean, at least you got it, right? But I hate it when Misfortune's ultimate on the Baron, because watch this team fight now. Actually, looks like it's gone okay for the time being anyway. No, wait, Akali on the back line. And no, you lost the team fight. Why do you ultimate the Baron when you could just ult the team fight? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know if ultimating is significantly higher DPS. I don't even know if using an ultimate is significantly higher DPS on a Baron than it is would just be basic attacking. They're actually looking for... They can't end here. There's no way they can end. They're too low. They're too low. I don't think they can end here. Look at the HP buys. They've got back. I mean, backdoor protection on the Nexus is almost there. Is that a double kill, a triple kill for the Lulu? Oh my god, they forced it too hard. They forced the attempted end too hard, but it is low HP. Like the Nexus is low HP. I still think it favors RSG right now. I still think RSG have the stronger team fight. Obviously, Baron now is something you got to be worried about because Divine could just push down mid. The Soul is spawning relatively soon as well. Wait, have we already? Wait, what? Have we already got Soul? Like, what happened to the Ocean Dragon? I might just be confused about how this works because maybe after a certain time in the game, the Soul just spawns regardless. Because where is Ocean Dragon gone? Ocean Dragon just decided to not show up to work today. I'm guessing that just at a certain time in the game, the Soul must spawn. I genuinely thought you had to take down every dragon and then the 4th dragon in the game spawned, but it looks like it's an Infernal Soul, and Ocean Dragon just didn't want to turn up for work today. Obviously, Soul is something you're going to have to be a little concerned about. That was a really good play from Divine, by the way. That was a super good play from Divine. They just, forced down mid. Now they no longer have a disadvantage in terms of wave shove in the mid lane. But they are struggling with top lane pressure right now. It's still a super even game. I actually still think RSG are technically favored as they're scaling up. Like, they have a really good scaling team, and I think, obviously, like, still, teamfight mechanics-wise, I still think teamfight mechanics-wise, Divine can win this. Because, if you get a good Tibbers stun into a combo, I still think no matter how good your scaling can be, are they trying to go for, like, a cheeky backdoor attempt right now? Or are they trying to catch them in their own jungle? Like, I guess because they took red buff, they're just saying, well, we've swept red buff, and maybe if Misfortune turns up to red, we can kill her, and then we just end the game. It's just Curzon on the top side here. They know. I mean, Divine know, right? What's going on in the river? They've just killed the Kai'Sa. It must have been a Tibbers. Oh my god, they're trying to go for the end, right? They're trying to force the team fight to go for the end. That's not a good look for the Misfortune. Takes down Dark very, very low. Here comes nice off the back as well. I can't believe Dark survived that. And they are pushing for the end. They have the minion wave coming through. This should be Divine's game if everything goes well. No, wait, look at this. Wait a second. Cozy. He's going for the backdoor. He needs more than just him. Wait, teleport? Everyone's bought bloody teleport. Everyone's bought teleport. And they're just straight up going for the backdoor. Oh my god, they just get the win. They didn't have wards in their red side jungle. And Vi just goes straight for the backdoor. Damn. My god. That's insane. That was an insane end, dude. And I think I don't even think they needed to win that. Well, actually, I think they needed to make that play. That is such a big balls play because they lost the game, right? You lost your carry. I think you got everyone super low. There was a big super minion wave pushing in. Your game was probably over because you just wasted all your ultimates and you've lost your AD carry. So your game was probably over. They had to make the Hail Mary play. My god, that jungler was insane. Like they had, and the fault lied with the vision control for Divine in their red side jungle. They obviously were just like, we can win, because they thought they'd forced everyone back into the base. And oh my word, that Vi was big brain, dude. Big brain. That was a really fun game to watch. And that's part of the magic of Wild Rift Esports. That was one of the best endings I've seen. RSG, by the way, went on to win the Vietnamese Icon Series finals. And they won off the back of what was a crazy Game 4. Obviously took the momentum into Game 5. The mental of Divine must have been shattered. Damn, that was fun. If you want to see me break down any more games from any of the Wild Rift Esports that are going on right now, I'd appreciate it also if you got this far into the video, link me a link to one of the games and just tell me if there's a game that's worth breaking down. That was super interesting though, and I'm going to keep doing more of these. Obviously, I like to do 1 to 2 a week, so I'd love to keep on top of it. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to drop me a like and a sub, and I'll see you soon.